That's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so he said a couple of things there right at the end that did make sense, but there are a lot of mistakes in this that I just can't buy into. The whole theory is flawed from the very beginning.
Highlighting how important he is to the lore of this franchise, and that we have been wrong to not have theorized about him sooner.
Oh, they just admitted they were wrong. Hey everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and welcome back to Think Reacts, where today we're reacting to the game theory video on Doors Floor 2. This came out way faster than I expected. I'm gonna warn you guys because I have strong opinions and knowledge about doors that if they go the wrong way, I'm gonna call them out. And y'all didn't like that the last time I watched one of their videos and didn't agree with their theory. So just a warning, that may happen again, is likely to happen again. But anyway, here we go.
Roblox Doors Floor 2 has arrived,
Yes,
and
it
it
has.
is hot.
Hey! Wait a minute! I'm in the first intro scene! Are you kidding me? I love this video. You know what? You know what? Woo! I agree with the theory. That is the end of the video, guys. That's all we need to see. 4 seconds in. This is absolutely amazing. Okay, I'm gonna watch the rest of it, but like I said, I already agree with the content here. Okay, let's
Roblox Doors
not
Floor
interrupt
2
it
has
so
arrived,
early. Sorry.
and it is hard.
No, I'm getting eaten. No, what the heck?
I'm dead.
Hey, it's Dan.
Where did the sparkles go?
There's some
Yes.
coming down here.
Oh, okay.
While all of us creators
Darko,
were
yep.
distracted focusing on
What
the
are they
new
doing
levels
with
and
Dan?
enemies, the Doors devs quietly made some graphical changes to the original Floor
Ooh,
1 location.
now that's
and what they
interesting.
added changes everything that we
Does it?
know about the lore of this franchise.
Well, I mean, it does
Let's
because-
just say, if you guys thought
Dan
the
again.
mines were hell, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game
Okay.
Theory, the show that's excited to have more floors for Doors lore. That's right, the Minds update for Roblox Doors has finally arrived,
right.
and behind every new door is a bunch of new lore to discover. It's like the best game show ever. What's behind door number 1? Lore. What's behind door number 2?
More lore.
Everybody wins,
Yay.
especially us. With each new update, we are being given more and more clues to solve the story of this mysterious world.
Okay.
Our current theory is that we are playing in a hotel
yep,
from the
the
1940s,
homunculus
one
and
that
all
was
that.
turned into a medical facility during World War II.
Yep,
Now, it's haunted by the spirits of those who died here, as well as a culty experiment or two.
So wait, I just want to pause it again. I got you guys a minute before pausing it. Just to point out that El Goblino doesn't agree with their lore either, or their previous theory, because he called them out in some of his new dialogue. I don't know if they will reference it, but I saw it here.
You think I'm a what, hombre? A duende? No, man, I'm a goblino. El Goblino. That's me, and don't forget it.
So he doesn't like being called a duende. He is a goblino, and that is that. Just in case you guys still hated me for not agreeing with the previous
Not
theory.
every force has been an
Okay.
evil one. A blue light known as Guiding Light is
Yep.
helping us to escape the
Yes.
clutches of these evil monsters. Lighting up doors, giving you items like the crucifix to help defend yourself, and telling you how to avoid the monsters when you die.
Yeah,
They're
Goblino's
basically
not
our
really a
guardian
monster.
angel. Although,
Yes.
according to the wingdings on the crucifix's binding circle, they are
Oh, yeah.
actually known as an architect.
Yeah,
Likely
that's
because
right.
they help
That was
guide us through the
crazy when
labyrinth
they
of doors in this hotel. A magical
exposed
architect
that.
would probably know the layout of the building, even if it never looks the same twice. Which leads us to today and all the lore that is waiting for us down on
Okay,
floor 2.
okay,
On
okay.
a surface level,
We
it's
didn't
just
talk
a lot
about
more of the
Curious
stuff you
Light,
loved
though.
from the original. Try to walk through 100 doors without dying to the various endings.
Wait, door
This
1,
time,
that's a
you're not in
hotel.
hotel. You're in a mine
okay,
shaft.
okay.
Truly, this is innovation that excites.
Hey,
Of course, I'm
Tom?
kidding. There is a
Okay.
lot of great changes that have been made for this
Thank
update.
you.
We've got new entities like the Gloom Bats, Giggles, and
Yo,
Grumbles. We've got new
I
mechanics
love
like
this
the
art
minecart
of them.
puzzles and chases,
Looks so
exploding rooms,
good.
and hidden codes to power generators. We even have a
777.
platforming style boss battle against the main villain
Yep.
of this floor. Our
We
old
got
pal
jumps.
Seek. Though he's clearly let himself go a bit. What happened to you, man? You were literally running after me a few floors ago.
No
You
fat
can't let
shaming,
losing to me
bro.
get
Come
you like
on,
this,
Seek's
especially
trying.
when you have been the missing piece of our lore puzzle since the very beginning. Yep, Seek's
they
rise
just
from
admit they
random
were
entity
wrong?
to final boss battle isn't just for a change in mechanics. It's highlighting how important
Yes,
he is
he
to the lore of
is.
this franchise, and that we have been wrong to not have theorized about him sooner.
Oh, they just admitted they were wrong. They were missing an important piece. Well, I guess not necessarily wrong, but because it was just a theory, but that their theory lacked the importance of Seek. But the signs were there, right? That Seek was important because at that end elevator spot in door 100, we could sometimes see Seek eyes, meaning he was coming through with us, that he was still important. And man, we should have seen it. We should have seen it coming.
Yeah, that's kind of my bad. So
Yeah.
grab your glow sticks, friends, because we're about to shed some light on the mysteries hidden in the minds of Roblox DOORS. As I've mentioned, this new floor has added a lot to this game. But before we dive into the stuff going on there, I wanted to check out some of the changes this update brought to
the
other
hotel.
parts of the game.
I
There have
made
been
this
some
video
minor tweaks,
already.
like how some entities spawn, move around, and interact with the player throughout the hotel. Most of them have just been quality of life changes. That is, except for one. The courtyard got a massive graphical overhaul. And the biggest difference
not just the
to
courtyard,
me
the
was
greenhouse
that there
as
is
well.
now a pedestal placed in front of the angel
Yes,
statue
I
that
remember.
we've been theorizing about. On that pedestal, there is a code written in wingdings. Wingdings seem to be one of the ways that we are being given crucial
I should be
information by
converting
the
these
devs
things
in this
when I see them.
franchise. Last time they
Automatically
revealed
assume
huge details about
wingdings.
guiding light and the architects through the crucifix's binding circle. So whatever this says is likely going to be very
tell us.
important. And indeed it is.
What does it say?
Translating it gives us a single word: limbo. Limbo has a few interpretations in various religious cultures, but the most common and well-known interpretation comes from a set of narrative poems, Dante's Divine Comedy. Dante was a religious philosopher who wrote these poems while he was questioning his own faith, feeling like he'd lost his way. He wanted to explore the ideas of heaven and hell, and so he wrote poems about him traveling through those worlds. First up was the poem Dante's Inferno, where he goes through the 9 circles of hell. Limbo is the very first circle, and those who reside there were generally considered good people, but were not baptized or from other
Does that mean there's gonna be 9 floors of doors?
Even though they weren't Christian, because
floor
they were
1 is
good,
limbo,
they
floor
were
2
saved from the torture of the lower circles of hell. Dante therefore describes Limbo as a green and luscious landscape, separated from the real world by a large river, and within its woods there's a flowing brook and a castle. But why am I telling you this? Outside of the word limbo being mentioned on the statue,
so we're just in
really
maybe
seem like there's any connection with Dante's Divine Comedy.
No, there totally is.
Until
There's
you get through door 200 and escape the mines. As we climb up the ladder, we find ourselves in a forest. Behind us is a large river that separates us from any other land. We cross a flowing brook, and finally, we arrive at, you guessed it, a castle. Coincidence? I think not. This game isn't taking place in a real-world hotel like we first believed. We are in the afterlife. And yes, I know
I never believed it was a
creators
real
have said
hotel.
this game isn't religious, but when they keep adding religious images and languages like this, what's a theorist supposed to do? This place being limbo would explain so much of what we've been seeing. The afterlife in Dante's Divine Comedy is described as physically impossible in many ways, defying all laws of physics and logic. Suddenly, the impossible construction of the hotel, the mine shaft, the sewers, it's all possible if this isn't a real hotel from the 1940s, but instead part of the afterlife. Plus, the connections to Limbo don't stop there. In a previous theory, we spoke about El Goblino and how he seems to be a perfect match for a creature from Spanish folk,
he is
the
not.
duende. They are gnome or goblin-like creatures who hide in the walls to try to scare
said he's
humans,
not.
just like El Goblino does throughout your run in the hotel. But the key detail is that the duende are commonly the spirits of infants that have died before they were baptized. And one of the common sights in Dante's Limbo is exactly that. Infants who weren't baptized. Their spirits weren't cleansed of original sin, and so now they are forced to wander for eternity with no chance of escape. Although that doesn't seem to be the case for us. We aren't sitting around letting eternity pass us by. We are actively trying to escape in some way, getting through the 100 doors of the hotel and the 100 doors of the mines, all with the help of guiding light. Why guiding light has been helping us and not any of these other poor trapped spirits has been unclear at best. But with these connections to Dante's Divine Comedy, I think we might have an answer. It's important to know that even though the Divine Comedy takes place in the afterlife, Dante himself isn't actually dead. He had simply lost his way. He was questioning his faith, which led to beings from heaven like the Virgin Mary and St. Lucia to send him a spiritual guide to help him get through the 9 circles of hell, as well as purgatory and eventually heaven, all with the hope that after he returns to the mortal world, he will be enlightened and find his way again. So they send the soul of the famous Roman poet Virgil to do just that. Virgil becomes Dante's guide, explaining the different circles as they go and helping him traverse the confusing landscape.
What are the other
this
circles
is a
called?
perfect parallel for guiding light. For a while, we believed that this angel statue we saw in the courtyard was guiding light in physical form, the guardian angel that was going to help us through the game. However, once we translated the wingdings from the crucifix's binding circle, we've been less and less sure about whether that's the case. It refers to guiding light as one of 3 archetypes marked by celestials. Last time we spoke about how the term celestial or celestial beings has been used throughout history to describe angels and other heavenly beings, but guiding light has been specifically referred to as something else, and now we know why. Guiding light isn't a celestial or angel or heavenly being. They are a spirit sent by the celestials to guide us through limbo, like Virgil was sent by the Virgin Mary. That's why guiding light is helping us and not the other entities we see. The other entities are the spirits of the dead. Their fate has been sealed. They are unable to go back to the world of the living, but we aren't dead yet.
Because
We're
we are in
just
the afterlife.
visiting
I
the
kind of
afterlife,
get it.
and guiding light is the one to help us get
love the
through it.
Roblox
That
game
doesn't
on the
mean we're
passport.
done with this angel statue. No, sirree. If it isn't guiding light, then it does feel like it needs to be someone else. Otherwise, what's the point of not only including the angel statue to begin with, but also giving it a massive glow up during this update? Oh yeah, it's not just the pedestal in front of the statue that changed. The actual statue has been altered dramatically. Rather than this massive angel with its face shrouded in darkness, wings that curve around its body, and a 2-handed sword stance, we now have a much more open and obvious visual. The angel now stands in a triumphant pose, its sword held with one hand and 4 wings spread out wide. We can also see its face, and though it's plain, it does have a band of eyes circling it. This
that's not its
depiction
face.
matches
It's
what we
like
get
a crown
from the
it's
prophet
wearing,
Ezekiel in the Bible. In chapter 10, he describes cherubim as creatures with 4 wings and so many eyes that they cover every part of their body. Not quite the cute little baby angels we often see them depicted as. And the reason they had hundreds of eyes
the
like
eyes
this
are on their
was
wings.
because the cherubim were responsible for guarding and protecting what belonged to God. They were warriors. They had to keep watch and see everything. It's a pretty solid match for our statue here. Although, when I got thinking about hundreds of eyes, it did remind me of another entity in this game that also has hundreds of eyes and likes to keep watch. One that I mentioned right at the start of this episode. In the main lobby of the hotel, you can find these white eyes with black goop hidden around the room, constantly watching you. During any of your runs, there is a chance that at a random point, you'd begin to see these eyes appear once again on the walls.
Wait, on
the further
door
you
1?
went, the more and more eyes appeared, until eventually you would enter a large hallway where
was like door
out of a
9.
puddle
Why
of
were
black
there? Oh, that's
goo,
74.
Seek
That
would
makes more
emerge to
sense.
chase
That
you
was
down.
weird.
They then return in the Mines update to once again chase us, but they also become a giant goo monster as part of the final level. And in this form, they are covered in dozens of eyes. Seek is constantly being shown to be an entity with hundreds of eyes connected to them, and they have been watching us throughout the hotel
Even
and
the
mines.
original,
Just like the cherubim
like
use their
Roblox
eyes
game
to keep
thumbnail,
watch
it
for
had
dangerous
I think it
threats.
had
That's
Seek
right,
eyes
theorists.
on the door,
I am
right?
telling you that I believe our goopy boy Seek is in fact an angel like the one we see.
He is not an angel!
One of the
Bro,
entities
did
that
you even
this
go
game
through the
calls
minecart
a
chase?
celestial.
He is
I
a
know,
devil.
It sounds ridiculous. Lots of eyes aren't the only thing that makes an angel an angel. And outside of that detail,
he's
Seek
so
looks
mean.
nothing like the angel we see in the courtyard. Plus, angels are supposed to be good.
Yes!
Right? They're here to defend and protect
Exactly.
the innocent. It's the Celestials
Yes.
that gave us guiding light to help us, and he actively guides us during Seek's chase sequence.
yes,
He blocks
exactly.
Seek's
Gets us
path with a
away.
blue seal
Yeah,
over the door.
blocks
He even
figure.
makes a cart appear beneath us to help us escape. Guiding light and Seek are on opposite sides. And if guiding light is on the side of the heavenly Celestials, then Seek cannot be an angel.
Exactly.
Or so you would think,
Yes,
until
no, I
you
do.
remember the inspiration that comes from Dante's Inferno. Right now, we are in the afterlife, in limbo. During his time in hell, Dante speaks to multiple angels that are stuck there, although only one of them gets top billing. And he is also described as not quite looking like his original beautiful form, Lucifer. We've actually talked about Lucifer before. In one of our earlier theories, we thought it was connected to Curious Light, the yellow light and one of the other architects that quote-unquote helps us in the back door and room levels of the hotel. But just like Guiding Light, it's clear that these architects are not angels themselves, and so Curious Light cannot be Lucifer. Don't worry, little guy, we'll figure you out eventually. In case you're unaware, Lucifer was originally one of the highest ranking angels in heaven. Ezekiel describes him as God's anointed cherub, aligning him with the statue from the courtyard. Eventually, Lucifer became prideful and rebelled against God, wanting all of the glory for himself, leading to him falling from grace and into the underworld. In Dante's Inferno, Lucifer's form is described as monstrous, deformed, and hideous, not like the angelic appearance he had before being cast out. However, despite this, he did maintain some of his angel-like features, most notably his multiple eyes. So, even though Seek may not look like an angel, the fact he shares one of the few features Lucifer maintained after his fall from grace certainly makes it seem like these two are connected. Lucifer has also been depicted as a creature made from black goo, taking on a humanoid form in shows like Supernatural, though I'm not sure this specific detail is intentional. Maybe the devs are just fans of the show, but I thought it was interesting to call out nonetheless. It is more than just his appearance though. Seek also shares a lot of his power set with Lucifer as well. One of Lucifer's powers is that he's a shapeshifter, becoming a snake to deceive Eve in the Garden of Eden, as well as tricking humans by appearing to be an angel of light when he is anything but. Likewise, Seek is able to shapeshift into whatever he needs, be it a humanoid, a big blob, or hundreds of arms that try to grab you as you escape.
So I know he says like shapeshifting into a blob, but is he not? Isn't that his core form? Like if you think about it, right? All of these things that he highlighted from here, look, he comes out of the blob and forms hands,
into whatever he needs, be it a humanoid, a big blob.
This, I think, is his true form, and the other ones, well, I guess, are shapeshifting from this. This is
hundreds of arms that try to grab you as you escape.
That can come from the
Lucifer
goo as well.
is commonly associated with being able to control fire due to his power over hell. During Seek's chase, the entire hotel bursts into flames. And to top it all off, in religious context,
it just drops
Lucifer
the chandeliers.
is shown to corrupt the minds and souls of people, tricking them into sinning, turning them into worse versions of themselves. And Seek has been doing the exact same thing.
Hold on, I have to look at that. This butt. Bro, he's got a face on his butt, and instead of his tail is a nose. What is that? I don't even...
versions of themselves. And Seek has been doing the exact same thing. In the mines, there's a new entity called a giggle. They are white tentacled monsters with giant teeth that hang from the ceiling of dark rooms and jump scare you. You may notice that sounds awfully similar to an entity from the hotel called Screech. Screech also has a white face, tentacles, large teeth, and hides in dark rooms. The only difference is that Screech is partially covered in black goo. Seek's black goo. The developers are showing us that Seek is taking control of entities like the Giggles and corrupting them, turning them into even worse monsters. We actually see this happen in real time at the end of the game, where Seek absorbs the giant grumble at the face of the castle. And he has the power to do all of this because we're in his domain. In the Bible, it is said that God created hell for the devil and his minions to rule over. Likewise, the Celestials made this version of Limbo for Seek to rule over. That's why the angel statue with the word Limbo written next to it is standing in such a triumphant pose. This is Seek's true form, a four-winged, multi-eyed cherub, just like Lucifer. He may have lost the battle against the other Celestials, but now he's been given this domain to rule. So
imagine he's that big.
Proudly. Seek is a fallen angel, a cast-out Celestial. We are on his turf, which means that his power is only going to get worse from here.
Worse!
When Dante and Virgil enter the castle,
bro, did you see Door 200?
They find the spirit of history's wisest men. After spending some time with them, Dante and Virgil continue on their journey, heading to the second circle and continuing to go deeper and deeper into hell, until eventually they reach the center of hell and come face to face with Satan himself. This castle isn't going to be our safe fortress. Inside there are going to be more powerful spirits because we're actually heading deeper into limbo. So if you thought the mines were a challenge, you better get ready for even more pain.
No, it was right there.
Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, dude.
I know
And
how
it's not
all
going to
this
stop at the
felt.
castle either. When you beat the mines, you unlock an achievement called See You Soon. Like Dante, we are going to be heading deeper and deeper into this hell we find ourselves in. And that achievement is a message from Seek, promising that they're going to keep following us through hell, and as they do, they are going to become more and more powerful. We've actually
Until
already seen
what?
this
How do we
happen with
kill
the two
Seek?
floors we have
I mean, we
available. In the
flushed
hotel,
him.
Seek only had one form, and while he was able to manipulate the space, he could really only chase us. But now that
Right.
we've fallen lower down into the mines, he took on a much bigger and larger form, gaining even more
But that's his
power.
original
so
form.
eventually, I
Like-
could see us ending up at Hell's Center, where Seek is going to be at his strongest. Maybe we'll even see him take on some of his original form. But if we defeat him, we'll finally be able to escape and receive the enlightenment we're after. Of course, Seek isn't going to take any of this lying down. He's going to keep trying to stop us on
Yep.
each floor before we get there. In fact, he's actually the most determined entity to try and stop you. Entities
Fair
like
enough.
Rush, Halt, and Ambush are just spirits that float through the hotel and kill you if they pass by. Sure, you still end up dead, but it's relatively passive. The figure,
Yeah.
while much more active, is animalistic, acting on sound and instinct. Seek, on the other hand, is different. Seek actively chases you. He creates obstacles to stop you getting away, and when Guiding Light puts a seal over the door, he continually bangs on it, trying desperately to get to you. This felt like a crucial distinction for Seek's lore, but I couldn't really figure out why he acted differently. Does he not want you to reach enlightenment? Is it that he believes nobody should be able to leave the afterlife once they're there? Maybe it's because you're in his domain and he simply wants to remove the intruder. That's basically
That's
the plot of the
probably
Tower
it,
Heroes
actually.
crossover event, to keep the humans out. But then again, that event isn't canon, so can't really rely on that either. However,
impressed that he
if you
referenced
so
it, though.
happen to die to Seek while in third-person mode, we finally get our answer. Normally when you die, you just fall over, but with
Third
Seek, your
person?
body
Oh, you get
quickly turns
corrupted.
black, and we hear a modified version of Seek's
Wait, how do you
cry.
die in
We
third-
are
how do you
being
play in
covered
third person?
Seek's black goo, just like we've seen with the Giggles and the Queen Grumble. He is
you can play
trying
doors in
to
third
take
person,
over
can you?
our body. And
I've
what's
never
more, I
have
think I
done
know
that.
why.
That would be
Remember,
a
in
challenge.
Dante's Inferno, Dante wasn't bound to the afterlife. He was merely visiting. We are merely visiting. We are the only ones who
escape.
have the ability to freely travel
Why
through
we
the
got
different realms of hell,
Minecraft?
purgatory, and at the very end of Dante's Divine
Why we
Comedy,
got the
even
Nether?
heaven, the realm of God, the realm of the Celestials, the realm of the ones who put Seek in hell for rebelling against them in the first place. Seek may be the ruler of this world, but that doesn't mean he wants to be there. This is a punishment for him,
wants
just
out
like
too?
everyone else. I believe he wants to go back to the Celestial realm to face off against the Celestials once again, and we are the ones who are going to help him do it. We are the ones
Wait, we're
able to
gonna
move
release
between
Seek into
realms,
the
and so
world?
by catching us
That
and
seems
taking over
terrible.
our bodies, he can too. Before now, we never really talked about Seek, mainly because outside of his cool chase sequence in the hotel, he didn't really do anything. He felt like all style and no substance. Instead, we all focused on the figure as the main antagonist because he was the big bad we had to try
At
and
the end
stop
of
in the hotel.
100,
But
but-
now, in the mines, the figure is nothing more than a background character. We are being shown that Seek is the real threat we need to worry about. I mean, what greater threat is there than the devil himself, right? The one who was cast down
that's
by
what
the
I call him.
Celestials, now trying to return.
And Seek
we
Chase
are his ticket
is the
out of
most
here,
exciting
which
part
means
of the
it's
hotel,
even more important
matter
that
what
we
you say.
put a stop to him once we get to Hell's Center. And don't worry, this update took 2 years to come out, so we'll have plenty of time to get good before that happens.
Hey!
But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so I don't know when Doors Floor 3 is gonna come out, but I'm telling you right now, Tom, they will get it out faster than Doors Floor 2.